Hi, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Cal Sports Report. A beautiful day here in Berkeley as the Bears continue on in a lot of sports. It was a great weekend all the way around for a lot of people. Water polo team successful at a tournament back at Princeton. You had the volleyball team successful in the Moulton Classic right here at Haas Pavilion. A little bit later on, we will hear from head coach Rich Feller. And, of course, the football team defeated Southern Utah to pick up its first victory of the year. This week, the Bears have a very difficult road test as they travel to the Midwest to take on the Ohio State Buckeyes. They moved up in the national rankings to number 12 this week. They have an outstanding quarterback and, of course, all that tremendous tradition back at Buckeye Stadium, the Shoe they call it. It's an interesting place to watch a football game and tough for visitors to win. But the Bears will go in confident after their victory over Southern Utah. And earlier this week, we got comments from head coach Jeff Tedford and some of the players about the trip back to Columbus, Ohio.
We expect to go there. We're going there to win a football game. You know, I don't know what the perception is or whatever. I know the perception in our locker room is, you know, we're going there to win and compete and execute. We understand we're playing a great football team and a great tradition in a place that's a hostile environment. And so, you know, we understand the level of competition, but that's not something we're backing down from.
I think we're really just worried about, what we're doing, not as much about who we're going against. We just need to keep doing what we're doing. We need to, obviously get great movement off the ball and, get off to those linebackers.
Anytime you have a dynamic quarterback like that, you have to be disciplined. You can't lose control because at any given moment he may take off to run. And from looking at film, it looks like one of his first priorities is to run. And to be a smart defender, you can't jet out of the box on a third and long because he might run the ball on third and long. So big thing about that is we have to be smart as a defense.
We're going to have to be careful and make sure we contain this guy, because if you're over aggressive, the pass rush on him and you give him a lane to escape, he can hurt you. But we've put a decent amount of pressure on the passer.
I think we're excited, get some good competition. They like to come out and hit. They're not real fancy running around, so there'll be some good banging going on in there. And I think the O-line, I think we're all pretty excited for it. I know I am.
We typically practice with noise every day, but today we cranked it up, anticipating a hostile environment there. So really important that we practice with that. And if it's really loud, we'll be prepared for it. But we cranked the noise up pretty loud today.
At the end of the day, the only thing that matters is our execution. So that's what you stress is, hey man, be excited, be very excited, because it's going to be a really great atmosphere. But understand what's important, and what's important is the win and our consistency.
So obviously the head coach and the players very excited about making the trip back to Columbus, Ohio to take on the Buckeyes at the Shoe. A reminder, it is an early start. We will have the Toyota Tundra Tailgate Show on the radio network beginning at 8 a.m. with the kickoff shortly after 9 o'clock. The Bears and the Buckeyes from Columbus. One of the guys that's very excited about this opportunity is a senior who hails from Houston, Texas. Josh Hill has done a great job throughout his career, started a lot of ball games, one of the leaders in that veteran secondary. Here's his story. For the past 2 seasons, the Bears have had the #1 total defense in the conference, and last year, Cal was tops in pass defense as well. A major player in Clancy Pendergast's system is senior safety Josh Hill. Although tagging Hill as just a safety would be an injustice, the Houston native can be found all over the field, whether it's playing corner, nickelback, or safety.
I like being very versatile as much as I can. I can play nickel, corner, I do all that. So just being safety, I can kind of just get better at everything, overall just be a better player, so it's going to help me in the long run. Being safety, I know I'm pretty much like control a lot of the defense, a lot of things are on my back, so I know that's a good thing for me. I like being in that leadership role. And just being on defense, defense wins championships, so we know if you don't score, we don't win, so you just try to take that extra little challenge upon yourself to really try to get that done.
Pendergast has the utmost confidence in Hill and believes he has the best grasp of what the Bears are trying to do each week. That all comes with preparation.
It starts with the first day of practice. Just try to get your mind right of just knowing that however you practice is how you're going to play in the game. So just each and every day, you just try to make sure you do the little things, because the little things make the biggest impression. So just try to practice on the little things day by day so you can be ready for Saturday. You know, you only have so many days to get better, so each and every day is a precious day, and you have to really value each and every day we have to be out here. So you just like Tuesday, you know, that's the longest day we have, and it just kind of goes down each and every day after that. So you just have to really know how to organize your time and just really execute when you need to.
Hill has been playing the game since the age of 4. That's what kids do in the state of Texas. He also dabbled in baseball and basketball, but football became a passion.
It's the most physical. You know, it's just a great game. You know, it's a lot of ups and downs in there. It's a lot of different things you can do. I don't know, it's just the game of football is just different.
As Hill begins the stretch drive of his final campaign in Berkeley, he relishes the task at hand. Over the next 2 weeks, the Bears will have one of the toughest 2-game road trips in the nation, at Ohio State and at USC. Hill says, bring it on.
It's once in a lifetime. You know, both of those games could be considered championship games. We could play Ohio State in the Pac-12 championship, or in the Rose Bowl. You could play SC in the Pac-12 championship. So both of those games are championship games in itself. So it's just like it's crazy. It's gonna be a crazy atmosphere, and we're just ready to go.
Joining us now is volleyball coach Rich Feller. The Bears successful over this past weekend, winning the Moulton Classic. You've now won 4 consecutive matches, going back to that victory over Hawaii. What do you see with your team right now? You seem to be gelling a little bit better.
Yeah, we're starting to play a little bit better together as a team. This was a perfect tournament for us too. A little bit lower key than the Hawaii matches, but also at home finally for the first time in the season. And you know, getting the Chinese club team sort of as a warm up to the tournament worked out pretty well for us, and we got to get a little rhythm going. Some players played some significant time. We still held Corey out for this tournament, and to be successful in this tournament without her was kind of a big boost to the team's morale and to be able to play consistently throughout.
This week, 2 matches, Friday, Saturday, St. Mary's, USF, before you go into conference play. What do you hope to get accomplished in addition to wins this Friday and Saturday before you start the conference play next week against Stanford?
Well, these 2 teams are going to present some interesting, different problems for us. St. Mary's is usually a fast offense, so we're going to have to be very, very quick in our transitional game, and that'll be good for us because there's a few teams in the Pac-12 that play like that. And that'll help us get ready for it. And they're always a tough opponent. They always play hard. And we get them at home, which is nice. And USF, of course, now has a victory over us, first time in I don't know how many years. And so there's a little factor there that'll come into play. We play at their place, of course, but I think we're a little more prepared than we were in Hawaii to play them. And hopefully we can come out with a couple wins and really set the tone for the beginning of the Pac-12.
Which will be tough with 4 straight on the road. Good luck this week.
Thank you very much.
So while volleyball tunes up for its conference opener next week, as the Stanford Cardinal will be the host of the Bears on Wednesday, a lot of other things going on. Speaking of at Stanford, this is a very important weekend for the men's water polo team. They'll play in the NorCal Invitational, where the top teams in the country, which means the top teams on the West Coast, will converge. The Bears ranked 3rd in the country. UCLA, USC is the 4-time defending NCAA champion. So big weekend for Kirk Everest and his club as they travel to Stanford for the NorCal Invitational. That wraps it up for this week. Of course, next week we'll get you up to date with what happened at Ohio State for the football team and preview the opening of Pac-12 conference play for the Bears as they will visit USC. So for everybody here at the Cal Sports Report, I'm Todd McKim. Thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next week. A reminder, Monday nights, the Cal Coaches Corner on 9:10 a.m. And, of course, throughout the week you'll get updates on calbears.com.